The Grand Slam champion opens up about her ongoing battle with illness. Caroline Wozniacki at the 2019 Australian Open. Photo Roberto Dell'Olivo. Former world number 1 Caroline Wozniacki has been forced to pull out of the Dubai Tennis Championships following the return of a viral illness. Wozniacki, who was set to play Stephanie Vögele in her opening match, announced her withdrawal on Monday. Wozniacki hasn't played a competitive match since her third-round loss at the Australian Open last month. She was also forced out of the Doha Open last week due to illness. "It sucks, if we're being honest," Wozniacki said during a press conference. "I prepared, I've gotten ready to play these 2 weeks, and 2 weeks I usually play well in. It's 2 hard-court tournaments. They fit my game well. It's good speed for my game. I was hoping that maybe taking a little bit of time to myself and just trying to recover. I was hoping I was going to be ready to play today. I just wasn't." Last year the 28-year-old discovered that she has rheumatoid arthritis, a condition that causes pain, swelling and stiffness in the joints. The condition can also cause fatigue, weight loss and fever for some people. In a recent interview, Wozniacki's father and coach Peter said he was unsure how long she will continue playing due to the unpredictability of the autoimmune disorder. "I think it's a normal flu situation. But it is clear that when you have a rheumatic disease, your immune system does not work optimally. So it takes longer to recover from these things," Wozniacki told Danish outlet TV2. Wozniacki is aiming to be fit in time for the 2 premier tournaments taking place in America during March in Indian Wells and Miami. Due to her recent absence, she has fallen out of the world's top 10 for the first time since May 2017. Her current ranking is 14th. "I'm getting better by slowly. I'm just getting over it. But there's still a ways to go. I'm just taking it day by day. Just have to try to be smart about it," she said. "I just have to stay positive, try and do everything in my power to get better." Indian Wells and Miami are right around the corner, but thankfully not right around the corner. "I'm hoping to be 100% for both of those. I'll just go out there and do my best." Since the start of the year, Wozniacki has managed to play 5 matches on the tour in Auckland and Melbourne. The ITF has laid out their justification for the new tour, but there remains huge concerns for some. On Friday morning, the International Tennis Federation (ITF) conducted a conference call with numerous media outlets, including UBA Tennis, to justify the implementation of the hotly debated transition tour. In a bid to provide better standards of earning for players on the tour, from this year the number of ranked players have been cut dramatically. WTA points are only awarded to women playing in events that have $25,000 in prize money or more. In men's tennis, $25,000 ITF Pro Circuit events offer both ATP ranking points, later rounds, and ITF entry points, all rounds, while the qualifying rounds of ATP Challenger tournaments also offer both ATP ranking points, all events, and ITF entry points, events up to $125,000 in prize money. Players can use their ITF ranking to enter into professional tournaments. Jackie Nesbitt has the massive challenge of trying to win over critics of the tour. Nesbitt is the executive director of the ITF circuits. She correctly points out that the changes have been made following extensive research with the help of independent analysts. Between 2001 to 2013, a survey was conducted on 55,000 players, coaches, administrators and organizers. "For all the reasons we've set out explaining why we looked to do reforms in the first place, it would be not at all optimal to go back," said Nesbitt. "I don't want to get to a situation where we have huge amounts of prize money but we're delivering so poorly for players. To have so few even managing to break even, we have to be able to do better than that. I don't see any convincing argument in favor of a return to the old system. The new system has to deliver better for players. If there are changes that need to be made, they will become fairly obvious fairly quickly." It is unfair to criticize Nesbitt for her commitment to the transformation and the effort she has invested in it. However, to say the new system delivers better is something that is very subjective. Especially when there are cases of players being told they have to stay at specific hotels if they want to play in a tournament. Based on my own experience, I have heard and read concerns from players, coaches, tennis federation chiefs and parents. To say the transition tour is a true blessing is anything but accurate. The facts and figures make good reasoning. But the question remains, why so many people are against the tour? More than 12,000 people have signed an online petition to change the rules. Yevgenia Linetskaya is a former top 50 player from Russia who now works as a tennis coach. In a video she has described the changes as ridiculous and unfair. Right now what the ITF has done is that they don't give a chance for the players to show themselves because the tournaments they take part in don't give any WATP, WTA points anymore, she said. All those juniors that are out of the top 100, all those who have been out with injury and all of those who didn't play in the junior circuit due to education or a low budget are all out of the system. Nobody cares. From the ITF standpoint, they believe that a lot of the uproar has been caused by misinformation. Insisting that they have taken into the account the perspective of players and have done their revamp with the help of data evidence, the petition is what it is, Nesbitt commented. It's not unwelcome because while a lot of our changes will be directed by data evidence, it can't be based as a cold structure on data evidence alone. We have to listen to the players. They have a voice in all of this. If they're not happy, we have to take due care and attention, but, we want to make sure that the feedback we're getting is based on properly informed opinion. One has to question how much misinformation have occurred. It's plausible that tennis coaches with 20 or 30 years experience in the industry have gotten confused. In theory, yes, but in reality, no. Recently the ITF announced that Germany's Peter Heller was the new world #1 on the transition tour. The tweet was later deleted after many poked fun at the irony. 26-year-old Hiller has ATP rank on 590th and is yet to play a main draw match on the ATP Tour. Although he is certainly not a poster boy for the new structure, with his father sending a letter to the ITF blasting the changes. All the hope and all the dreams were destroyed in the moment the new system was introduced. No single issue has gotten better with the reform, nearly everything is worse than before. Since 2019 main draw players even have to pay an entry fee to compete in the main draw of a tournament. That's really a shame. Not more prize money, no reduced costs, no better conditions at the tournaments, nothing but broken dreams and thousands of players worldwide unable to compete. If it was the intention of the reform to help those players save costs by preventing them to compete, at least one goal is reached. But let me get serious again, the situation is too severe to make sick jokes. The governing body of tennis has acknowledged to an extent that there are issues with the transition tour. However, they have no intention of getting rid of it. An unsurprising revelation given all the hours of work they have invested in the redevelopment. It is only hoped that the ITF will listen to the players and their concerns. Tennis is changing, but at the moment it isn't for the better. Life on the transition tour in quotes. The number of places for players to participate in these tournaments is limited, so players with no ranking or bad ranking have no chance to participate in the tournaments. I've heard from a lot of players flying around the world, going to tournaments and couldn't get in reason of the limited qualification size. Dirk Hordorf, VP of Tennis Germany: I would really like to meet a person who came up with this idea about the ITF Transition Tour and congratulate him. All the ideas that person got cannot function even in a perfect world because players have zero benefit from it and they don't make any sense. Anna Vrljig, Croatia. Money talks and money rules. They don't need any players outside of top 100. They need the big names and the big profit from slams. By changing the rule, they secured easier stability for the top and impossible possibility for young, mid and lower-ranked players to exist. If you don't have the big agency behind you or a big sponsor, you might as well quit. Cecil Karatenchova, Belarus. It's a shambles. Everyone is responsible for this mess. It's impossible to state how much knock-on effect this will have negatively for anyone involved in tennis. Mark Petchey, former player, Great Britain. We all agree that ITF is not fulfilling their mandate of overseeing and promoting tennis worldwide. Sergei Stakhovsky, Ukraine. My ranking won't even guarantee me a place in the qualifiers. Last year, I won a $25,000 tournament and I was hoping I would at least start playing the qualifier rounds of the Challengers this season, but for that I will have to improve my ITF ranking. But for that I need to play 25k events. Adil Kalyanpur, India. The Frenchman is set to rise back inside the world's top 25 for the first time in more than a year following his latest triumph. Gaël Monfils, photo by Chrysaline Caillot, copyright at Sport Vision. France's Gaël Monfils has returned back to the winner's circle after claiming his first title on the ATP Tour for 13 months. The world number 33 downed three-time Grand Slam champion Stan Wawrinka 6-3, 1-6, 6-1, during what was a roller coaster clash at the Ahoy Arena. In what was the first tournament final to feature two unseeded players since 2008, Monfils overcame some patchy play and physical issues to win the ATP 500 event, hitting a total of 16 winners to 28 unforced errors. The Frenchman also claimed 67% of the points behind his first served and saved 7 out of the 10 breakpoints he faced. "Stan, you know I love you. You're my brother," Monfils said during the trophy presentation. This win is a part of him. "We have been practicing a lot, we've been talking a lot during the winter. Wawrinka told me that if I didn't win one of the tournaments you would stop practicing with me. Sorry I beat you in the final." Initially, it appeared as if Monfils would ease towards the trophy after producing a solid display in the opening set, breaking Wawrinka twice while only dropping 6 points behind his own serve. However, in the second frame the 32-year-old lost his momentum as it looked like he was suffering from some injury issue concerning the region around his left hip, enabling Wawrinka to take proceedings into a decider. Despite the injury scare, Monfils managed to regroup and end Wawrinka's dream of winning his first title since undergoing knee surgery. Error-stricken game from his Swiss rival gifted Monfils a break for 2-1 in the third set. Then, later in the match, Monfils secured the double break for 5-2 with the help of a Wawrinka backhand going out. Serving for the title, he prevailed on his first championship point by hitting a carefully crafted forehand at the net to draw another mistake from across the court. Shortly after the match, Monfils paid tribute to his coach Liam Smith, who joined his team at the end of 2018. "This is our first tournament together that we have won. We have had a good start to our season," he said. "I think I'm tough, but in a good way. I'm a hard worker and you push me through. We had 3 tournaments and some reasonable wins. I really like how we are doing and I hope that we will have many more wins together." Runner-up Wawrinka can seek some comfort in his week at Rotterdam. It was the first time he has claimed 4 consecutive matches in a tournament since having knee surgery in 2017. Prior to the final, he scored wins over seeds Milos Raonic, Denis Shapovalov and Kei Nishikori. "It's always tough to lose in a final, especially in a final like tonight," said Wawrinka. "But if I had to lose to someone it would be to you, Gaël. You're a close friend and I'm really happy for you. This was my first final since my surgery. It was a special week." He added, Monfils' triumph in Rotterdam earns him one of the biggest titles of his entire career. His only other triumph in an ATP 500 tournament was at the 2016 Washington Open. Monfils is now projected to rise up to 23rd in the world rankings when they are updated on Monday, his highest position since August 2017. The Romanian said her latest mentor wasn't a good fit for her. Simona Halep. Photo by Chrysaline Caio. Copyright at Sport Vision. Former world number 1 Simona Halep is once again searching for a new coach after her most recent trial with a new mentor failed to take off. The reigning French Open champion had recently agreed to work alongside Thierry van Cleemput, a Belgian coach who has previously worked with David Goffin, as well as other players from his home country. The two meet during the Australian Open, where Cleemput ended his collaboration with Goffin. Following the tournament, the Belgian flew to Romania to talk further with Halep before a trial was put in place. During an interview with WTA Insider, Halep confirmed that she will no longer be working with Cleemput. Their brief time together was during last week's Doha Open. Halep reached the final of the tournament before falling to Elise Mertens in 3 sets. "So we tried for 1 week and it's finished," Halep told WTA Insider. "We decided to stop because we are not a good fit together. He's a good person, a very nice person, but on court the chemistry is not there. We couldn't fit each other tennis-wise. Personally, he's a very nice person. They're friends." Halep has been without a permanent coach on the tour since the departure of Darren Cahill towards the end of 2018. Cahill has been part of Halep's team for 3 years and guided her to 3 Grand Slam finals under his watch. He stepped down from the position due to family reasons after saying he would take a 12-month hiatus from coaching. "I can say that I am not looking for a coach at the moment," Halep said. "I have my team, I have my hitting partner with me. I feel good like this and I will take my time. I know I said that when I started the year and then I changed my mind because I felt I need a coach. Still now I feel like I need that freedom, just to stay and just to play with what I learned from Darren for years. Now I feel more relaxed, I feel more chilled. The priorities are changing a little bit. I'm more responsible for myself and I try to solve my own problems, on court and off court." So far this season the 27-year-old has a win-loss record of 8-3 on the tour, including Fed Cup. Besides being runner-up in Doha, she reached the 4th round of the Australian Open before losing to Serena Williams. On Monday Halep will rise back up to number 2 in the WTA rankings. "I play with freedom, because my pressure is off now," Halep told reporters last week. "I have won a Grand Slam. I have been number 1 in the world. My goals are realized. I just try to enjoy more of the time, which I do have, and I feel much better. I'm more relaxed. I'm not thinking about the result. I'm thinking just that I want to win the match I play. So that makes me a little bit relieved." Halep will return to action at the Dubai Tennis Championships, which will get underway on Monday. She is seeded 3rd in the draw behind Naomi Osaka and Petra Kvitova.